folks, welcome to week number 11 of Interpersonal Communications Online. I hope you all had a great chance to rest and relax a little bit last week with spring break. It's always nice to have that break kind of built in so you get a chance to catch your breath and get rejuvenated as we move into the second part of the semester here. So here we are at week number 11. I am recording this video on Monday, March 24th. And as I look ahead here into week number 11, we're going to be focusing on chapter 8, which is all about ethical communication. A very important chapter because you've kind of got all the basic tools that you need now as far as understanding verbal and nonverbal and self-concept. And so this chapter really then starts to look at what does it mean to be an ethical communicator? What are some ways that you can kind of have as your own moral compass as a way of observing and looking at your communication? Is your communication self-serving? Are you trying to meet the needs of others? What is your intention? What is your motivation? What are your goals for communicating? So it's a really interesting chapter, and I encourage you to do some self-reflection as you kind of look at your own communication with those around you. We kind of have a nice slide into this week after spring break. I always kind of like to take it slow as we kind of get back into the swing of classes. And all that you have due this week is, of course, to read chapter 8. And as you're reading, again, just a reminder to make sure that you complete the vocabulary worksheets and that you use the PowerPoint slides to take notes. But once you're finished kind of prepping and understanding chapter 8, then the only thing that is due this week is quiz number 8 needs to be completed by 11:59 p.m. on Friday, March 28th. So like I said, kind of a nice slide back into schoolwork after a week off for spring break. I do want to take this opportunity to kind of look ahead here from where we are in week 11 to look ahead at week number 12 and week number 13. Week number 12 has us, of course, just continuing on in our chapters, but it does kind of take a little different switch in that we start now to look specifically at relationship skills. So this first chapter in this section is all about how do we initiate relationships with others, and then how do we watch our relationships develop. So you'll learn kind of about how we are, why we are attracted to other folks, what factors play into it, and then you're going to learn about KNAPP stages of relationship development, and you're going to learn how relationships, like anything else, kind of go through developmental stages. A lot of students will tell me that this is one of the most interesting chapters for them because it really gives them kind of another lens in which to look through at their relationships. And as we look ahead to week number 12, notice that you do have discussion posting number 3 and then 2 responses to your classmates that are due on Wednesday, April 2nd. And then, of course, we do have, like most all other weeks, we do have a quiz. Quiz 9 is due on Friday, April 4th. As we peek ahead to week number 13, we kind of continue down. Chapter 9 kind of looks at that relationship initiation development. Then chapter 10 takes us down that other side and looks at what happens when relationships start to deteriorate and then they actually terminate. This chapter I think is really interesting as well because so many of us don't really quite understand what skills are needed in order to actually terminate a relationship. It's kind of funny when we think about relationships. One of the hardest things is to say to someone, this relationship isn't working, this relationship isn't healthy for me. And so this gives you some really ideas on how to do that. Notice that there is another discussion posting due the following week, discussion posting number 4, and 2 responses to classmates are due on April 9th. I just really want to encourage you before you start doing discussion 3 and discussion 4 to look back at my comments from discussion posting 1 and discussion posting 2 and just see if I made some comments about that you were missing definitions or page numbers, or if you had spelling or mechanical errors, just to kind of make sure that you're understanding how you can earn the full points on these discussion postings. These are your last 2 discussion postings. We only do 4 discussion postings for the semester, so it's really kind of nice to do your best work on these last 2. I'm going to switch my document over here to the grading rubric for the discussion postings. And I did make a slight change to discussion posting number 3. The directions say to take the love style questionnaire on page 207 in your written text and then comment on which love style did you score highest on, and then do you agree with this outcome, why or why not. I'm also going to add another option that you can do either or, the love style questionnaire, or I'm going to provide you an internet link to a survey called the Love Languages. And what it does is it allows you to kind of figure out how you speak love to those who you are intimate with. And it doesn't even have to be a romantic relationship. It could be a family relationship or a friend relationship. But the love language survey helps you understand when you are speaking love or affection, do you do it with gifts? Do you do it with time? Do you do it with words? How do you do that? So I will be adding that under the discussion posting, and know that you can do either one of them, or both if you want to. Just make sure that you're answering the questions for both of them. And then discussion posting number 4 relates to chapter 10, which is relationship deterioration. Oh, excuse me, folks. I have been battling a cold all of spring break, so I'm just kind of now up and moving around again after being in bed for a couple days. So I've still got a cough, so excuse me. Discussion posting number 4, again, is chapter 10 and chapter 11, which is all about conflict. And what I'm going to have you do is watch just very short clips from the movie Good Will Hunting and Sex and the City. And I just want to encourage you to be really careful. Oh, excuse me, I'm going to take a little drink of water here. Okay, be really careful when you open or when you play these clips, because especially Good Will Hunting has quite a bit of profanity. So I want you to watch both of these clips, and then you're going to comment on or post on what is similar about these breakups and how are they different. Now, understanding, folks, that not all of you have seen Good Will Hunting and not all of you have watched other episodes from Sex and the City, and you won't need that background. All I want you to comment on is what you are actually seeing in the videos. And then just a little quick reminder down here on the grading rubric that each discussion posting is worth 10 points, 8 points for your response to the discussion question, and then 2 points for your responses to your classmates. Remembering again that your initial discussion postings need to be 100 to 150 words in length, and please do not attach your discussion posting as a document. Instead, please cut and paste it into the text box. Remember that when you're doing your discussion postings that you need to display a clear and in-depth understanding of the reading, including 4 definitions from our text with page numbers. Make sure you clearly address the question, and sometimes there's even more than one question. So if there's 2 or 3 questions posed, make sure that you answer both of those. And then this bottom one I just wanted to comment on. Make sure that you are checking for grammar and punctuation and spelling errors. It really makes me sad sometimes. I will see postings that students have submitted or or posted, and they're very good in content, but they've got quite a few spelling or grammar or mechanical errors that really pulls down their grades. So please do make sure that you do your grammar check and your spell check before you upload your postings. Also remember too that your responses to your classmates in order to earn points need to be 50 to 75 words in length at a minimum. So just double check after you type your responses to your classmates to make sure that they meet that minimum. Okay, so back to our schedule as here we are in week number 11, chapter 8, ethical communication, with a quiz on Friday. As we look ahead to week 12 and 13, we're going to do chapter 9. Discussion posting number 3 and 2 responses are due by Wednesday, with quiz number 9 due on Friday. And then week number 13 has discussion posting number 4 and 2 responses to classmates due on Wednesday, April 9th, with quiz number 10 completed by Friday, April 11th. I just want to encourage you to keep up the good work, folks. We have had 171 possible points so far this semester out of 336 total. for the course. And both of my sections are doing really well. Both of my sections are averaging into the mid or high C's so far as an overall class average. Now, of course, I have some students who are way up in my A or 90% or A area, and I have some students who are under that 70%. But most majors here at Hennepin Tech require that you at least earn a 70% in your required general education courses. And remember that 70% is a C minus. So you want to make sure that as you look at your grades that you're at least at, I call it kind of at sea level, right? Make sure you're floating and keeping your head above water. So you want to make sure that you're at least at 70%, which is a passing grade for this course. Hopefully those who wanted to participate in the quiz amnesty last week over spring break, hopefully you got a chance to do that. I did see quite a few folks. I can't even remember. I counted, and I think I had over 30 students who requested to retake at least one, if not two, quizzes. So that was exciting for me to see that you all were interested in improving your quiz scores. Keep doing a good job on these quizzes. That I will not have another quiz amnesty opportunity for you. So we have 5 quizzes left for the semester. So these last ones are really important. Please do make sure that you do your best work. One of the things I cannot recommend enough is to make sure that you're doing those vocabulary worksheets. Not only are they super helpful in quizzing, but they're also really helpful as we do your papers. So also just kind of a quick little, here's a little jump ahead preview. You do have your paired interview number 2 is due by Friday, April 25th. And I just want to jump ahead really quick with that one, simply because for this one, and maybe you've looked ahead, you've already seen this, but for paired interview number 2, you do need to interview somebody from a different culture. So I always like to tell students a couple weeks ahead about this assignment so they have a chance to be thinking about who they might interview. And I always love teaching at Hennepin Tech when this assignment comes around, because there is so much diversity and different cultures here at Hennepin Tech that hopefully you'll have ample opportunity to interview somebody from a different culture for that assignment. So I will have a video that I will do probably right around mid-April, probably about week 14, where I will go over that assignment on video too and talk a little bit more about it. But I just wanted to give you a heads up that that is coming up so you can start to think about who you might be interested in interviewing. Okay, that is it from here, folks. I hope you all are having a good week. Hopefully we'll get some spring weather in here and it'll start to warm up and our snow will melt a little bit. Please keep doing good work, and please let me know, email me, or remember I'm available for appointments too if you need to come in and chat with me or if you have any questions. Take care, folks.